Kind of sometimes
Blast
wish the
off.
background blur would go forward a little bit.
Just a
Foreground
little.
blur.
Our powers
Yes.
combined, we are
Just
Age of
full blur.
Heroes.
You guys don't need filters.
I think it might help a little bit.
All right. I'll turn it up.
I'm using one right now. This is not how I actually look.
That's right. Yeah.
It's for the betterment of society that my face not actually be exposed in public forums.
Atkins is actually a cartoon cat. This is his human face filter.
Yeah.
Thump, thump, thump. All right.
His mic is working.
We
Yes.
had that.
Yeah.
Both mics. All three
Yay.
all the mics are working.
Hooray! Mike's for all.
Hooray.
I just
Good chat. See you next week.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I just saw your message saying, "Are we starting late?" I was like, "Why? What's happened?" I was like, "Why?"
Timestamps, they matter.
Thinking. I had a weird day today.
Were you in a
Tell us
different
about
time
it.
zone?
No, I'm okay. It doesn't need to be discussed. It was just a
Not
weird one.
somewhere it's permanently recorded forever.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't need that documented.
Oh, it's funny.
Never say anything on the stream you don't want read back to you in court.
Exactly.
Noted.
I will not be telling that story until I talk to my lawyer.
I need to discuss this with a man named Esquire. All right. I see Cowart's here. I think I saw Papa Zero Cool was before I even got to the Twitch stream. So
They were ready.
excellent.
Guys, up there going, let's go, guys.
Yeah,
God,
come
let's
on,
get it
come on.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get on with it.
Gotta make that popcorn, set up the big TV.
Big TV. Oh yeah, we are on the
Oh,
big
God.
screen.
Oh, I forgot.
It's a big TV of shame.
I forgot. Believe me, it's in your best interest that I scoot back.
Where's that filter you were talking about?
I did see that Video has like a face mapping filter. Like you can get all the little dots like when they're doing whoop. Why do you have saran wrap on your
It's my filter.
It doesn't do
Doesn't do what?
that. Yeah, there's not a lot of justice there.
It's gonna take peanut butter and just smear it on the webcam.
You're like looking through a frosted window pane.
Got a friend who used to live here, but they live down in Chattanooga now, and they said
They
they
used,
huh?
they used to live here.
They used to
They
live here.
still do, but they used to too.
They used to live in Knoxville,
Oh.
but now they live far away, all the way in Chattanooga. But no, they posted on Facebook the other day. They said, "I heard my kids from the other room say peanut butter is a UV reactant," and she was like, "Oh no, what is going on?" Just, panic ensued, and I don't know. Matt's
Is that like
processing.
a substitute tanning lotion? You could use peanut butter instead of coconut oil?
It is. I have no idea how they determined this or what the result was. but knowing the two kids, whatever happened was not ideal.
That's how you learn, man. You make mistakes
Yeah.
with peanut butter.
You live and you learn.
Chunky or smooth?
Chunky
UV
always,
reactant.
every time.
I agree.
right.
I'm
Only
of the
purchase
chunky camp.
Okay.
You know, Heath, growing up, we knew very early that he was going to be an engineer because he took apart everything. I mean, nothing was sacred. He would take anything apart. You gave him a screwdriver, and he took all the toys apart. He took several TVs apart, toasters apart. He just took things apart. Really pissed me off when he took my toys apart.
That wasn't the best part.
One was this cool remote control tank that shot like rubber things at people.
Like darts, little foam darts.
Not foam, it was rubber. This is the 80s, man.
Okay.
So,
He wanted to hurt.
yeah. I mean, I've still got scars from the toys I had back then. Lawn dart holes in my feet. But he took apart this tank I had because he was wanting to build something out of it, like a bigger robot. And I just remember I lost my mind when that thing came apart.
I'm pretty sure in the desk drawer of my room going up, that's still there. I think there's an entire drawer of a record player. It was a record player. I think it had an 8-track and it was a radio. So it was kind of a big thing that we inherited that didn't work right. But after I got a hold of it, I said, "Well, it doesn't work right. I'll just see what's inside of it." Yeah, there's a lot of stuff inside of one of those things. It's at least one
They're
desk drawer.
all important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every single piece.
Yep. It is, and all those pieces are in that one drawer. They're never to be reassembled.
Yeah, they're all important, especially the one that you can't find when you try to reassemble it.
So Heath and I have been trying to bring back to life my old '98 Ford Ranger, and well, I say Heath and I. Heath with me there standing.
With Matt holding the light.
Advisory roll.
Yeah. Like, left the light up. Like, sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
Aziz.
Light. And we've replaced. I've helped him do this stuff, but he knows what he's doing about pulling things out, putting things back in. And there's apparently a problem with the fuel system, fuel injector, the fuel pump getting to the engine, which runs the truck.
Uh-huh.
So in order to determine this, we were checking all the fuses, and all the fuses looked good. So we pulled the air intake manifold off, and he had this spray can full of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to determine whether or not the engine works, you spray that into the air intake and then crank the engine up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how we discovered that it was definitely the fuel pump, because that thing just lit right up.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And it hadn't been started in like 4 or 5 years, so there's no oil. Like, there's oil in the engine, but there's no oil actually lubricating the pistons.
Uh-huh.
So turning that thing on, it sounded like a bag of hammers just being rattled.
Whack
Yeah, I'm like, it didn't sound that way when I turned it off last. So, anyway, that's a short story of Frankensteining an old '98 Ranger.
So take that, anybody that tells a post-apocalyptic story and somebody finds a car that hasn't been driven for 25 years and then they just like siphon fuel into it, which wouldn't work anyway because the fuel would have dissipated.
And
then it starts, and then they drive off.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. None of that works.
Yeah.
The
a lot.
It's funny because that's the same technique that I've used for looking for vacuum leaks. You know, if you've got a car that's running and it's sucking air from somewhere it's not supposed to, you take a little can of brake clean, which is combustible, and you just start spraying it in random spots around the engine. You're like, well, when it goes, and then you say, yep, that's where the leak is.
Huh.
Except if you do it too much and you spray enough of that, and it soaks the engine bay, then it becomes a combustible engine bay. And a friend,
Then kaboom!
yeah, then the guy way down there finds that not only does it have an air leak, but it also one of the plugs has a little bit of short to ground issue on the outside of the combustion chamber, and you hear fire. Yep, that's a good
Reminds me
time.
of the time I made a potato cannon. Did y'all make those as kids?
A what?
Potato cannon out of just a big PVC pipe and some flammable gas.
No.
That'd be
And a potato.
irresponsible, Matt. I went to my friend's house who had already made it.
The worst we did was shoot it at a dumpster. I mean, we didn't like do any real damage. It's a dumpster. It's already messed up anyway. That was always fun.
You're helping the aesthetic.
Yeah. Add French fries.
Hey, look, Ma, mashed potatoes. Thunk. They always made it that interesting like thunk sound when we had them.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
actually, this
reverberating.
isn't the first time we've discussed potato cannons. And I'm pretty
No,
I think
because
it's the third time now.
Heath's daughter's birthday party.
yeah.
Yep. I remember that story. I listened to it about a week ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I'm glad he did that.
I'm glad he did that, right?
Yeah, well, I'm glad she got to experience the potato cannon. I think he's using the same fuel for the potato can that we're using in the truck, so he's getting his mileage out of it for sure.
Is it what's the Aquanet hairspray? Is that what it is?
No, this is engine fuel.
Yeah, starter fuel.
Yeah,
That's
starter
good.
fuel.
That's good. We always used hairspray because that stuff, whoop, man. Yeah.
I think hairspray is probably the safer route to go with a potato cannon because you're holding it close to your face ish, in order to get a good aim at least.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That would be irresponsible. I held it next to my friend's face.
No, nobody died that you're willing to tell us about.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's dead or lost any major organs or appendages.
Mhm.
That we can reveal in public.
Exactly.
Remember, don't try this at home, kids. Try this at your friend's
And
house.
this is your friend's house. Exactly.
That's the disclaimer. Don't do it at home. Go to somebody else's house.
It's somebody else's house.
Papa Zero Cool, brother shot you with a potato gun. Heath at one point made a homemade crossbow and shot me like right in the eye. I've got the scar still there. He
Dang.
shot pebbles with it, not actual bolts. Yeah. He tried to kill me a lot.
As an older sibling does.
Yep. Learn to survive.
Yeah.
Ready for the zombie apocalypse, which I've been playing Project Zomboid. That's why I was so late getting on here. I lost track of time. That is a major time sink. It's a lot of fun.
I haven't
So-
played that one.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, I'm playing with a friend of mine. He's got a server set up, so I can only play when he's on. But it's quite. I mean, the whole game, the premise is you're going to die. I mean, it starts out saying this is how you died, and then you fade into the world. It's a good game. It's quite a bit of fun. Huge learning curve, though.
Right.
So, I don't really remember how we ended last week.
We had one.
Yeah, we did the thing.
There was
You
a fight.
remember the thing?
The end of the fight. Kazmajen gave you a bit more specific information. Basically, his thanks for kind of covering his butt while he was trying to get out of there. Who wants to do a recap?
I can, but I need to sneeze.
Look to the light.
All right. I think I've suppressed it. Okay, so session 88. I've got the last laugh attacks Kazmajen with crossbow bolts from the rooftops as he leaves the square. Tarathiel slivers the soul of two of the last laugh guys. Alma kills two of them, and Farazan kills one. With a javelin, I think, from the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tarathiel asks one of the souls where his daughter is, but they don't know, and he keeps the other one. So he's pocketed it. Spetro captures one of the guys instead of murder. Classic. We question that guy, but he doesn't know anything. Jill sent them to kill Kazmajen if he ran his mouth, and one of the last laugh goons gets away. We talked to Kazmajen, who said that the Blue Duke is going to lead the half-orcs into Red Gorge.
That's right. Red
Is that
Gorge.
the name of the place? The next town? Yep.
Nailed it.
So then we decide to take our... Yes. We don't do hero points in this
That's
system,
right.
but I'll hoard it. I'll treasure it. Next to all these other ones. We drop our prisoner off at the police station, which is right next door, and try and get in to see Captain Skellerang, but he's unavailable for the next couple of weeks. I think that was the last thing we had.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something, Daniel Jackson, something.
Daniel Jackson, which is Mavu's second in command.
Right,
and Mavu-
Mavu made it out of the square and has gone to hang with Jenya at the Temple of St. Cuthbert.
Correct. Good job. You get inspiration.
Yay.
Bless you.
Sorry.
And we're out.
Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Always forget that I need to click studio mode before I change something while we're
I
live.
thought that was in response to his sneezing. I said, bless you. You were like, bop, bop, bop. Like, oh, what are you
I
doing?
thought so
that
too.
here.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Perfect, dude.
I'll suck it back
You
in.
can't do that on Twitch, Mike.
Yeah.
We'll go again.
No. I was getting ready to change something, and then I shifted it all to the one because
Is
I've
that
got to.
trademarked? Trademarks? We can't do that live on air or streaming.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
We owe like $10 million to NBC now.
yeah. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm done
So
doing
I
the
didn't
thing that I'm
realize
doing.
that Taco Tuesday was trademarked by some Jersey
Yep.
nothing. And now
Mhm.
Taco Bell's waging war against them to take it back and give it back to the people.
What?
Oh Lord.
For the good of the people.
Yeah.
Nothing from Taco Bell is for the good of anybody, really.
No.
I love Taco Bell.
Well, yes, but it's terrible for you. However, all things being equal, Taco Bell is probably the most healthy fast food that you can pick out of
Yeah.
everything, except for like Salad Hut. And even then, it's probably
Salad
just
Hut.
covered in mayonnaise and ranch.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
American. Apparently, ranch is known as American flavor elsewhere.
You think that you think that Taco Bell is healthy for the health on a scale of 0 to McDonald's? That's one of the more healthy options.
I think so too.
0 to
Because
McDonald's.
you can get those power bowls there. That's just like rice
Yeah.
and beans and vegetables.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they're great.
There's only
It's like
6
great
ingredients in Taco
cheap
Bell anyway, right?
rat
Right.
meat, but it's. I mean, it is. It's just if you leave the cheese and sour cream off, you just got veggies and a little bit of meat of some kind in there. Well, unless you get like a 64-ounce Baja Blast and drink 2,000 calories, it's not so great. But
Why else do you go to Taco Bell?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
get
go
Baja
down-
Blast. I get the original other thing that's yellow. It's like
Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew. Thank you.
There you are.
Getting a Mountain Dew.
I noticed they don't have Sierra Mist anymore. They have Starry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess is that the same thing, just renamed?
Yeah, it's the new name of their lemon lime soda, which is just the same.
Oh, okay.
Was Sierra Mist Taco Bell's own proprietary?
Oh, it's
It was
Pepsi brand.
Pepsi's. Yeah.
Okay. Huh, weird. Pepsi's
Yeah.
strange. I don't like them.
Starry. That's a weird name.
Yeah, they have weird names for everything. Sprite, Coke, those are easy. Single syllables, 4 letters, 5 letters.
Sprite, Coke,
Yeah.
and you spelled it all weird.
Fanta.
Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. So the Fanta actually, I don't know that I'd ever had a Fanta until I was in Cameroon, Africa, and then that's like the only soda we drank while we were there. So that is associated exclusively with that part of the world for me. Even when I see it here now, it's like, oh, I remember that.
So Africa.
Uh-huh.
What part of Africa is that?
So this is my. Is that right on the stream?
Just north or south?
Yeah, it's in the armpit.
Okay, I got you.
It's in the corner, right?
Like
I
10
want
o'clock.
a spin-off game which is Jamie's Adventures in the Armpit of Africa. It just sounds amazing.
As he makes animal puppets. For all
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only spent like 3 weeks there, but it was fun. We jump-started cars. We changed tires with just people lifting up the side. It was fun.
Sounds
Isn't that
like
how
yesterday.
everybody does it?
And we went to a live market, and one of
Lift
the
up
guys
the
picked
side
up a
with
head
fire.
of a cow's head and posed with pictures, and I was like, "We're all gonna die."
From cows?
It was
It's
just
just the
it was
head.
just the head.
Oh.
It was It was a market.
Well, I mean, if you've eaten a burger, it's a dead cow, so
It's true.
Yes, but not nearly as recently as this one.
still rolling.
It was interesting.
All right. So you guys have just finished, just dropped off this other last laugh guy, taken back by Dano. And that is pretty much where we left off. So what is the next step? What's y'all's plan now? Go ahead and discuss while I drink some water.
Let's see. I think we needed to go see the church. Go to the Church of Saint Cuthbert to catch up with Mavu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I think since we can't get to Skellerang, that would be option number 2.
Yeah, we tried our best with Skellerang first, but he wasn't taking visitors, even ones with prisoners. But we also don't suspect that the guy we took into the jail will stay there for very long. So
Probably not.
we tried.
Historically-
We rolled a dice.
I think it was mostly an
Historically, you
excuse.
guys have experienced this before, and they're out usually the next day. Their bail gets posted by somebody or whatever. That literally the first encounter you had with them, you took them to the prison and found out literally the next day they were back out, and they were guardsmen, so they were back out on the job the following day. So it's kind of wondering whether or not it's worth it, but.
The rest
else
of the
we-
ones that the heroes of Cauldron killed won't be, back on the streets tomorrow.
Correct.
They don't even have their souls.
I know 2 of them don't even have their souls.
You got most.
They do. Only take a sliver.
It's, all,
It's
got
just a
most
little
of them.
bit. It's like a pinch.
It's just
a
a
little
spiritual
off the
apple
top.
peeler.
Spiritual apple peeler.
God.
It's gross.
You know, growing up, I had this horrible phobia that I would somehow peel the skin off my hand with an apple peeler by accident. It's just terrifying to me.
Ugh.
All right, so the decision is to go to
Good story.
yeah, just throw that one in there real quick. St. Cuthbert's
Horrifying
Church.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Check in on Mavu, chat up Jinya.
All right,
Ooh.
Ooh la la.
it's just around. What map are we on? Do I have the right map up? Should have.
We've got
yeah.
the City of Cauldron.
Yep.
Great. Whoops.
So yeah, St. Cuthbert's Cathedral is just around the corner. It is number 7, and you come up and you see Rufus out front, just doing his standard church duties, and he sees you and he brightens and says, "Hey guys, come on in. What can I do for you?"
Rufus, do you need a lozenge?
You know what? I went to a concert the other day, and I'm still feeling from it.
Be honest, you were out there protesting earlier today, weren't you?
Damn the man.
Save the music, am I right?
How
What
was
can I
the?
do for you?
We are looking for.
We're looking for Mavu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he just came in maybe 2-3 minutes ago. He's back talking to Jinya, and he turns around. He knocks on the rectory. You hear her. They exchange, quick words. And he says, "Go ahead, go on in." And you step in there, and you're all very familiar with this room by now. Maybe not so much Spetro, but you guys have been here quite a bit. And she's behind her desk, and Mavu's sitting over in the corner. In one of the chairs, and they look like they've been just talking kind of hurriedly. Like sounds like he's still catching his breath from this riot that just happened. And Jinya, she says, "Come on in. What can I do for you?"
Can he declare sanctuary here? Is he safe from the official guards that were trying to get him here?
I don't think so. If they wanted to, they could come in here, and if they had a viable legal reason to arrest him, I couldn't protect him.
Well, they seem to think that they do.
Hmm.
This is
What
true.
are our other options in the city? And I'm just asking to the room now, not specifically Jinya.
We could take him to the murder basement. It's just a name. Settle down.
You almost got Matt. You almost got him. You almost applied the filter to the webcam.
I applied hot water to my computer laptop.
Yes, we have
The
a.
peanut butter will get that off in no time.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The murder basement, it's a secret, it's basically like y'all's secret hideout. Nobody else really knows about it.
It's the Batcave, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty well-known Batcave because there's several people. Like Jinya knows where it is, and Volanchu knows where it is, and Volanchu's henchman knows where it is. I mean, there's quite a few people who know where that is. So it's just more like a out of the way.
Yeah,
It's
well,
pretty inconvenient to
yeah.
come and try and take a prisoner out of.
well, we certainly don't want to bring trouble to Jinya's door if we can help it. Like once he gets the aid that he needs from Jinya, it might be better to whisk him off somewhere else.
Well, now that you sat and you're discussing this, she's got kind of a furrowed brow, and she almost sets herself. I believe in law and order, and if there is a just reason for you, Mavu, to be arrested, I wouldn't stand in the way. I would turn you in. So, what is it exactly that they're accusing you of? What have you done? Uh, and you guys know St. Cuthbert is the god of war for one thing and tactics, but justice above all. You know, the blind lady of justice, that kind of thing. So she's kind of given him a hard stare, and just wanting, asking this question. And Mavu just responds, everything that I've done has been a result of these illegal taxes. And I know by your standard, Jenya, they're not illegal. They've been introduced and increased by the Lord Mayor of Cauldron, and it's his right to do so. But in doing so, he's starving people. He's shutting businesses down. It's the only thing that I've done is passive resistance. I haven't done anything violent. I've refused to pay my taxes. If you, Jenya, believe that I should be sent to the prisons because I've not paid my taxes in response to these ridiculous increases, I'll walk myself there right now. And she's kind of looking down. She's rubbing her brow. No, I don't believe in overtaxation. This is hurting the people. I know them. A lot of our guardsmen are out of jobs. I know Sky's left town. I know several of the business people have left town. So whatever it is that's going on, it doesn't seem like it's in the best interest of Cauldron. And you haven't hurt anyone, or you haven't stolen anything, or anything like that. And he's like, no, absolutely not. I've tried to stay out of town. Like literally, as soon as we're done here, I'm going back to Red Gorge. It's where I was during this whole incident when they were looking for me. After that creature blew up through my warehouse, I knew that I was being targeted by something, and I knew I had to get out of here because of what I've been doing. And Jenya just nods, and she seems to relax a bit. Her shoulders kind of come down a little bit. She sits back. All right, then. In that case, I'll help you in any way I can. What can I do for you, Mavu? And she looks to you for you. What can I do? Mavu just says, I just need to get out of town. I've got to leave. I'm going to Red Gorge ASAP. I have people there. I would like for you, and he looks over to the four of you, I'd like for you to join me at some point. There's a group called the Chisel, who is not really secret, but less well-known group of merchants that their overall purpose in Greyhawk and Orif is to fight things exactly what's going on in Cauldron right now. This unlawful, this oppressive taxation, bad business deals. If anything, I'm here to fight what's going on with the city and with the government. And I think they'd be very interested in meeting you. They've already heard of your exploits that you've done around town, and some of the things you've not done in town. I've let them know pretty regularly what you're doing and who you are, and they're somewhat eager to meet you. If that is, you chose to come.
And Red Gorge is the place where the
police action is due to take place, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guards are marching for Red Gorge. Like, do we need to should we warn him?
So you do know that originally when you spoke to Biori, you had 3 days.
Yeah.
And then the next day when all this started and you talked to, I want to say, Kazmajit. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Dano. I believe it was Dano. that said that it was going to be at least a week before the move. So the time frame changed based on what happened today in front of the city hall or town hall. So you know you've got a week before they head up. And then after that, on horseback, you four will take at least 2 days to get to Red Gorge. This will be a small army of at least 250 half-orcs marching on foot to the city. So, you know, you'll have 10 days at least before they even think about getting there, based on what you know right now.
I'll go.
That makes sense. I mean, we were already talking about either racing them there, or you know,
Yeah.
trying to get down there. Regardless, we can rat race it and beat them there first.
Yeah, and the more time that we're there, the better. We can get as much information and make as many friends as we need to.
Right.
We can help them prepare for this
Mhm.
police action that's coming.
Right.
And as you're talking, Jinya stands up. She says, "That reminds me, and I'll be back in just a moment." And she steps out for a minute.
I have to go and sort out this dog.
And just a few minutes later, she walks back in and she's carrying a wooden box, and she sets it down. I used the mace to speak with St. Cuthbert to get some guidance, and the gist of it was there's something in this box which is Sir Tercival's items that he's acquired over the years as he's done his crusades and whatnot and brought them back. There's something in here, and I don't know what. He's never very specific with his answers. Am I right? She looks over at Alma. But something in here may be of use if you want to go through here and take a look at this. I still don't know where he is. And that's when Mavu speaks up. Well, the assumption is he's still somewhere around Red Gorge. That's the last time that anybody saw him or heard from him. That's where he sent the letter from. And he has not shown up in Cauldron by any of my means or any of my sources of information. He has not come into this town. So the safe assumption is he's there somewhere. And he's just kind of looking in the wooden box. He doesn't move to grab or touch anything, but he's just kind of look curiously into the box. And there's several items in here. There's 5 items. One of them is a statuette of a goose. There's a small painting of a knight in brown robes over the armor. There's a gold-plated darkwood mask of looks like a baboon's face. There's a bust of a fish-like monster. It reminds you a lot of that of the statue that was in the Underdark, the statue of Ploop. And then there's a silver plate that on one side there's some figures and numbers scratched into it. On the other side, it looks like it might be a map of some sort. And she just, take a look, see what you think about this. I don't know if this will be it. Well, St. Cuthbert seems to think something here will be of assistance, but I don't know what that could be.
I think this Tercival guy is weird.
Did Tercival send these? Sorry, there was stuff going on.
These are items that he's brought back over the years through his crusades.
Oh, okay.
He's based out of this church, so if you go and if you found something that was interesting or had some sort of history to it, he would bring it back to the church and keep a collection, I suppose. Maybe trophies?
Or donations of some kind?
Well, some of them have pretty good value, but they're his items as far as I'm concerned. I never even considered selling any of them. And looking at them, and Mavu, he obviously has an eye for value. He looks in there, he's like, oh, there's 2,000 gold worth of items in there, just out of the material alone, regardless of their historical or cultural value. And he sits back,
Can
Read,
you
easing up.
can you read those off one more time? Not the full description, but what are they?
So
Okay.
I'll give you the title. The first one's called the Volcanic Gosling, and that's the statuette.
Okay.
The next is the Knight in Brown, which is the painting of the knight wearing a brown robe.
Okay.
The next is the Baboon Mask, which is a baboon mask.
Gasp.
The next is the God of the Lake. That's the bust of a fish-like monster head. And now that you've taken that out, it looks very familiar to some of the drawings that you've seen inside the Drunken Morkoth. And looking at this thing, you probably figure this is a statue of a Morkoth versus Bloop to Bloop. And then the last one is the hegemonic plate, silver one that had etches on one side and notes in a foreign language on the other.
I want to ask if asked Jinya if she's used any of these possessions of his to scry on him.
And she looks at you and kind of a, oh my God, how have I never thought of this before moment. She said, well, no, I haven't. But to be completely honest, it's been just recently that I've even been gifted by St. Cuthbert with the ability to scry on him. But these aren't really personal items of his. He may have had them and retrieved them and brought them back.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like this would be like, a piece of his hair or his underwear or his favorite sword or something like that.
Well, that's true, but you can use a
finger.
possession or clothing as a
You can,
connection to them.
if you'd like to try, by all means.
Let me see if I have it prepared.
Worst thing that could happen is you end up talking to God again.
Yeah.
Have you
And I
Hello,
don't.
God, it's me, Alma.
Yep.
have you cast the detect magic to see if any of these are magical in nature?
I have done that, just more out of curiosity. But no, I haven't detected any magic in any of these.
Okay. And the plate, the hegemonic plate,
Uh-huh.
is that? You said there was etchings, like note takings on one side. Is that? Do you say there was a map on it as well?
It's a rectangular plate of silver etched with odd figures and ciphers on one side, and a crude map with a few notes in a strange language scratched on the other side. Otherwise, these would be a perfectly smooth, like the back side would be smooth. So the front side with the odd figures and the ciphers is the actual item, and on the back side, it's like somebody scratched something in that later. Like it's not actually part of the original art piece. They actually look fairly recent compared to the age of the item itself.
I'm sorry, something was happening in chat. The
Mini apologies.
huh?
No,
The
go.
yeah, the notes and it said it's in a foreign language. Is that any way we can determine where the map is? Is it guiding to something? Does it look like it's guiding to something, or is it just like a general? This is an area. Is there an X marks the spot or anything like that on it?
There does seem to be a couple of. It's even got a this is north, facing on the top part of the back of the plate, and there are several different areas on the map, like one either looks like a road or a river, and then they got another dotted piece that probably looks like a trail, a couple of buildings, but everything that's on there is written. What language does everybody speak?
I have common and halfling and undercommon.
Anybody else?
Common, English, Elvish, sorry. Sylvan and Thieves' Cant. I speak English.
We got
Speak
English,
what? English?
English and bad English.
What? Terrible. I ruined that.
I have
What-
common, dwarvish, elvish, and goblin.
Common, either giant or Goliath, whichever, and then gnomish.
So you recognize the scratched language on the back as giant,
Oh,
giantish language. So it's not. So Goliath is kind of a step cousin of giant.
yeah.
So you can read it. You recognize it.
Mhm,
It's like
mhm.
seeing German or Russian. You see that has that language, but you're not quite sure what it says.
Okay.
Right.
Size of the letter should have given it away, really.
Right.
It's huge. It's only one letter.
That's funny. It seems to be written in giant, but unfortunately, I cannot determine what it says. We might be able to use some of the texts at the library to determine what it is, but that may take some time. Thank you, Mike.
So I'm going to come back to this crying thing because I'm a little fixated on it.
Okay.
I don't have it prepared. It's not in my repertoire today. So I am going to ask Jenya very nicely if she'll try it because she actually is more familiar with the subject as well, which gives her a better chance at finding him.
I don't have it prepared today either.
Oh shoot!
I don't normally keep that for my daily. I keep death spells prepared for my day-to-day
Yeah.
church duties. Have I ever showed you the basement?
I mean,
No.
Farazan pulls out a copper coin. Does this appetize you at all?
how does that work exactly? Do you ask St. Cuthbert for spells, or does he just give you the ones you're going to need? Like,
Well, if I feel like I'm gonna have a specific need, I'll pray for those, and if he finds it in his ever-knowing knowledge of knowing things, he'll bless me with it. I never looked at this. I could cast a spell tomorrow, and Alma, you probably could too, to read this. I just don't have that prepared today.
Okay, we can come back to it. Just a thought. If we're looking for him.
are we going to spend another day? We
Mavu,
need to get going.
Mavu's
We need to
I'm not.
prepare Red Gorge.
I'm
Yeah.
heading out. That's fine. You don't have to come today at all. I think that the Chisel, the people of the Chisel, would very much like to meet you. And if nothing else, thank you for the good deeds you've done in the city. I mean, they have a great interest, business as well as just good-hearted interest in the city of Cauldron.
Maybe we should at least see him safely out of the city.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
Wow.
that. He says.
If our faces aren't on wanted posters already, I'd be surprised.
Maybe
You
we
guys
should.
are just around the corner from the north gate, which is not convenient because he should go out the south gate.
But it is closer.
It is much closer.
We can at least see you to the southern road. Do you have
can head
a?
out the north gate and skirt around the city to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have? Well, I guess I should ask this in character. Do you have a contingent of guards to see you safely to the city, to Red Gorge?
No, I've got Daniel Jackson
Is
You should be fine then.
and
is
James Spader.
yeah? Is Daniel Jackson with us today?
Is he in the room right now?
He's probably up front in the reliquary. I asked him to give us some time back here.
Okay.
Daniel Jackson and James Spader are the only two I really trust right now, besides the four of you. And, of course, Jenya, or else I would be here.
It's true.
And maybe we should get you Yeah, coward. Friggin' invisible friends. Yeah, at least we should get you to the southern road with your two companions, and then maybe we come back and see if the magics can reveal us some more information.
Well, we may need to consider laying low too, because according to the guards and the guard captain, we were in violation of the law, so we probably don't want to be too prominently seen about town either. We may want to
Yeah.
spend the night in the murder basement or that
That's
old
what I was
lady's
gonna
house
say.
if she'll put us up.
Of course, dear.
Well, maybe then once Mavu is on the road south, then we go back to the basement and inform all of those under our charge that there may be people coming to look for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think we need a rebrand? You know, the happy basement or the lucky basement?
The subterranean area formerly known as the murder basement. But that doesn't fit
Good
on the
place.
business card.
The life reassignment drive.
That's funny. Yeah, we can discuss that later.
Okay.
Do we need to? Should we put you in some sort of disguise, Mavu? I don't remember what you look like, so I can't say whether or not you are.
He looks like Inigo Montoya.
He does.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he still available? Let's see if he's still up
You
here.
killed his father.
Yeah, show me.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to die.
Does he have 6 fingers on his right hand?
Hello.
Where is he? I don't know if I still got him.
I hope so. Tarathiel will be so jealous.
He's quite a handsome feller. Hang on just a second.
Yeah.
I'll be able to put him up there. I've got him over here. Let me save
Bit of a
that.
schma.
Just save that. Right.
I'm bracing myself for him to
Nah.
be giant.
And go
Extreme
nah.
close up. Whoa.
Wow. And do that.
Nothing's
there.
happening.
Upload it. Upload.
Yep.
I have the capability.
Yeah. I have the power.
Here's the technology.
I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I guess you have. If you said he looks like a Inigo Montoya, you've definitely seen this picture before at some point.
Power extreme.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. This
Thank
may
you.
take a few minutes, apparently.
You can just take my word for it that he looked like Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Well, he's
fine.
definitely got the mullet thing going on.
Yeah,
that's
and the
for sure.
mustache.
Yep.
I saw a dude tonight
Chiseled jaw.
that. Whoop.
Oh, yep,
whoop.
there he is,
Holy
giant.
crap,
Whoa.
insane.
Told you to brace yourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Can you? We're only seeing about a quarter Mavu. Nope. 1/8 Mavu.
Wrong way.
There we go. There he is. Yeah.
Coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
There we go.
Well, looks
When
like-
he's,
like-
when he's
like
this
Michael
large, he looks more like Danny Trejo than
The early years.
yeah.
It's a mixture between Danny Trejo and Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, I'd go with that. When he was smaller, it definitely looked a lot less like Danny Trejo than he does right now.
then. The mustache.
His mustache is off center though. It's
That's how I like
Hey,
it.
he's had a rough day.
It's just got an odd part.
It's a stylistic choice.
it definitely is a stylistic choice. All right. So this is Mavu. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That was the giant head of Mavu.
Now, how many of you guys spelled his name correctly in your notes with 2 A's?
I did.
Well, you
I only did
cheated.
after being
I
corrected.
did.
It's got 2 A's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mavu. Instead of Mavu.
It's Maavu.
But not what you think.
Maavu.
Is it not 2 U's?
Nope, not according to that picture.
Oh, I didn't pay that much attention to the name. I was looking at the one over here. So
He was too distracted by
Oh,
the
no, I
mustache.
yeah, it was.
Didn't spell it like that at all.
I've never seen anyone with a cleft mustache before.
It shaves right down the center.
All
okay.
right. Well,
Well, thank you for
Does he
noticing.
need
He
to
twists his mustache.
does he
He
want to
stands-
disguise?
He stands up. He said, I do appreciate it. I do have a few skills of my own that helped me get out of town last time. And he starts casting a spell, and he just vanishes.
Oh,
I'm still here. You
Oh.
don't see him waving now.
So is
Christ
Daniel,
green.
I'm sure.
Daniel is out front with James.
How close am I to Mavu right now? Spectra?
You're not sure he's invisible. But
Well,
he's-
it does matter for Spectro. As long as I'm within 10 feet of him, I can see him clear as anything.
You sense him. You're within 10 feet of him.
I just stare at him right in the eyes just to freak him out.
His eyes are following me. His eyes are following me.
Okay, then I'd like to ask Jinya, can I borrow one of these possessions of his so that I can try
Of
my
course. Of course. Of
scrying?
course.
Okay.
Which one would you like?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you.
I want the god of the lake.
The god of the
No,
lake.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I
Not
want the
that.
volcanic
Not
gosling.
want that. The volcanic gosling.
I mean, if you're going
Yeah.
by name alone, that's the one you take.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a life-size
really good in-
statuette of a small goose carved in deep gray polished basalt
It's life size.
of a small goose.
But it's a life-size statuette of a small goose.
I know.
Okay,
That's
I'll
so
take it.
confusingly worded.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'll take that. I kind of like the idea of hauling that down, like walking back around with
putting a
it.
leash on it, just dragging it down the street.
Yeah.
Every once in a
Yeah.
while, going. "Wah."
And kind of like actually goosing people with it, you know?
Could you use it as a spiritual weapon.
Probably good. Okay.
Matt,
I'll take
no,
that.
Matt. No, Matt.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's solid basalt. It's it's 8 pounds. Not super
Okay.
heavy, but it's got some.
That's
it's got
fine.
some weight to it.
Can I take
I'll
a
carry
Back to Twistle. Here is your small goose. Sorry for the blood.
before we leave? Farazan's gonna take a piece of chalk and do a quick rubbing of the map and etchings on the silver plate.
Farazan, there's no need. You can take it. If it'll help you find him, please, by all means, you can take it.
I
Spectra
mean,
is going to cast Minor Illusion on the goose and just make it honk occasionally.
Yeah.
It blinks.
I think I
love
can only
him.
make it do
I love
one
it.
thing at a time.
Occasional honking. Title of the episode.
There you go. Every other minute, I cast it again because it only lasts for a minute, which is long in combat, but not very long when we have to walk across the city.
Yeah, it's like, every minute he's like, "Oh, slow down, it's out of range."
Luckily, it's just a cantrip, so I get Minor Illusion all day. That goose can honk as many times as I want it to.
Yay.
it's so funny.
There are no geese in the free assets of Roll20. I'm gonna let them know my disappointment. Oh wait. here's
Goose is like a CR5 creature, that's why.
But they are mean.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have a fear aura about them.
So, Mavu, he's trying to. He keeps talking. He's like, "I'm still here. I'm still here."
I see.
Taps. I can get out of town fairly well, but
Well-
you're absolutely welcome to escort me, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, if we're going to the murder basement, we could at least take him to the gate, right? Or just
Yes.
walk with him.
Well, to get to the murder basement, you normally go out the northern gate, so it's it's
that where we're
really
going?
on your way. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying if that's where you chose to go.
Yeah, we were talking about getting out of town ourselves for having the perception of being on the wrong side of the law.
Right.
Aided and abetted.
Right.
Even though the statements by Mavu were perfectly legal.
It's all about perception, man. And
Yeah.
even though the public, I mean, it's more than that, because in the public's eye, we did the right thing, and they verified their positive reception of our activities by helping Mabu escape and being, body blocking basically. But the guards are the authority, and so it doesn't matter apparently. If it mattered what the citizens thought, then the taxes wouldn't be so high. And we
Right.
would be fine to stay wherever we wanted to tonight, but it's not a guarantee.
Probably be best to lay low. I
Inspiration.
think murder. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'd rather. I want to go with Mother because I don't want to find his body in the forest as we walk there.
Like, you want to go all the way to Red Gorge?
Yeah. You got other plans for today?
No, not really. I mean, we talked about possibly going ahead and making that. I don't think we ever gave a reason why we shouldn't go ahead and do that, besides maybe missing out on some information gathering opportunities between now and when the army actually leaves. Because we know we can outrun them if it came down to it.
so Red Gorge is about 2 days on horseback. Call it 3 days
So I need horse.
on
Yeah.
foot.
We have horses, don't we? From when
Yeah,
we
If
went
one
to-
of if one of you has a horse, I also have a horse.
Yeah, you guys have access to horses. Actually, I want to say that Jinya was the one that bought those horses for you to go down to the Lucky Monkey in the first place.
Yeah, were those ours or were those rented? Rent a horse. Rent a mule.
They're owned by the Church of St. Cuthbert.
Okay.
But they are yours to use as you wish.
Okay.
Horses don't have sidecars, so I'm gonna have to ride right behind one of y'all. I'll hold on tight.
Yeah, that'd be funny. He could put him in a saddlebag. I mean, Spectro's
Aw.
little.
I'm not a toy. I have feelings.
Oh, haven't you seen that picture of the guy in New York on the subway with his pit bull in his backpack because you can only carry a dog large enough to fit in your bag?
Yeah.
So you just see this head of a pit bull like looking around.
He had like a military-sized rucksack and a Great Dane shoved down in there. That's letter of the law move right there. I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah,
Good.
cut 4 holes at the bottom of it. Just just hold it, and the legs are just walking
Yeah.
along.
But it does that thing where
Lawful
they think
neutral.
they're swimming when they're holding over water. And it's just
Yes.
That's funny.
okay.
All right, so get the horses and let's head downstairs.
To what do you mean downstairs?
To our
He
place.
still wants to see the basement.
Basement. Okay.
Oh,
So-
you're not talking about the basement of the church anymore.
Oh, well, yeah. Why did she bring up the basement? I forgot. I missed that.
I think Matt was just being facetious.
Oh,
She says, "Don't worry about it."
I think she was being a little flirty.
oh, Spectro's working his magic, huh? Okay.
Maybe.
Or Alma.
Everything goes over Spectro's head just by nature of his size.
Yeah, me too. But not by nature of my size. It's just
Very fast. I will catch
Including
it.
orc
Be quick
balls,
for
as we
that.
discovered a couple episodes ago.
So I may have misunderstood what your plan is. What do you guys want to do?
We are
It sounds
going.
like you're going to escort Mavu to Red Gorge, but now you're talking about going to the murder basement. So
Uh,
is that both? I mean, is that part of the plan? All the above?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. So we Tarathiel wants to take him directly there. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have anything else to do in between here and Red Gorge. So,
Okay. I guess. I mean, if we're
out of character.
yeah. I guess
What else are we doing?
the only thing that I thought we were doing an overnight stay was for Alma to get some new
Scrying.
spells, but I guess we could just do that on the road.
Yeah, if we
Sure.
got the items, why
Yeah.
not?
Scry to go.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fine with me. Let's go. Let's go grab a what are they called? The 12 pack of tacos on the way. On the way.
we'll
Party
take a-
pack.
We'll take
Party
a
pack,
flaming
that's it.
goslin and a small scry to go.
Go down
The
to
road.
Coward and this taco truck in the murder basement.
Yeah, exactly. Stop in
true.
for some to go.
That's a good idea. None of you need a rest?
I mean, I could, but I mean, I'm fine. I mean, we'll certainly probably get some opportunities to rest between here and Red Gorge.
Okay, I'm just making sure because like I'm not fine on health. I'm like a little bit low on spells, but it's not terrible.
Okay.
So I was just making sure that y'all were good, and I'm fine to go now.
Think we'll be
Can
okay
you
for
get
an
spells
encounter or
back
two.
long rest or short rest?
Long rest. And I have a couple of other little things that I can do to get spells back too, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start head that
Yeah.
way, and if we need to stop to rest overnight, we can. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, having walked over here and the time that Jenya went to get the box, and you examining these things and talking and whatnot, you guys have had a short rest. If you want to use a short rest, you can have had one by now.
All right.
So if there's like hit points or whatever you want to reroll or get back through using hit dice, or if you've got short rest stuff that comes back.
Yeah, I think that just gets my key stuff back.
Okay.
Which is good because I used a bunch of it.
You don't have to take a short rest. I'm just saying that before you leave on the horseback, by the time you get to the horses, you've relaxed, you're walking around, you're just talking. That's in my opinion, that's a short rest.
Okay. I have the ability. I was going to look up Pass Without Trace. I've got that as a spell. I don't know if we need it right this second, but it's good to know that we have it at our.
That is an incredible spell. That is one of my favorite spells in the entire game. I think you should cast it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it. It cost me 2. I'm pretty sure that I have to spend key to cast it. I think that's how this particular one works.
Aren't you a ranger?
Yeah, so maybe I have it through my ranger.
Might
So
be a ranger.
using the minor, let's see. As an action, you can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, or Silence without providing material components. So it actually came from my monk side, unless the ranger also has it. And I don't know if it would double.
What level of ranger are you?
That's a good question.
No, monk,
Like
monk and
third?
rogue, right?
Monk
no,
and ranger.
Oh, monk and ranger. Ooh,
Yeah.
A ronk. Or
Yeah.
a major.
a manger. do.
So I think if you're third level, you should have at least one first level spell, which would be Pass Without Trace, or could be Pass Without Trace as a ronk, as a ranger. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'll keep looking. I mean, right now it's listed as my second level spells. It's listed in my second level spells.
So Pass Without Trace gives everybody +10 to their dexterity checks when stealthing, and makes it impossible for you to be tracked as long as you're within a certain range of Spectro.
Yep.
That's handy.
That would give me a +22.
Yeah, yeah. It's a sick
crazy.
bonus.
And you would have disadvantage to find me.
I'm playing a friend's game. I'm playing a druid, and I think we're level 7 or 8. And I use that spell all the time. We skip encounters left and right. I think it pisses him off a little bit. But I'm like, +10 to stealth, everybody. So it's...
Yeah, it's +10 to stealth, but then, you've got Farazan who's going thud, 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 thud. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
be quiet. Don't say that. Stuff like thud, thud. Actually, you have a 19 intelligence. You would not do that anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta keep getting I've got to get that in my head that you're like Smart Hulk. All right, so you've had your short rest. You're gathering yourself together. Mafu reappears because invisibility only lasts an hour.
Yeah.
He goes, "Gah!" Didn't think that one all the way through, and he casts it again.
Forgot you were there. So we're just
I
hanging
forgot I
out
was
with Daniel
invisible.
Jackson.
And he does. During that time, he talks to Daniel and James, tells them to hang back. He's going to go back to Red Gorge, and as little as his business is being conducted right now, ask them to continue his business as normal while he's away. And they both nod and agree, and they chit chat for a few minutes, and they take off. This is why he's invisible, so it's kind of an odd situation. And he looks at Mavu, realizing that you can see him within a certain range. He looks at you and goes, "I'm ready whenever you guys are."
Let's
All right.
go.
All right,
Let's
All right,
go.
head out.
let's go.
He's going to double up with
Oh.
somebody. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
As we're leaving, I'm gonna hang back with Jinya in that room, and you can tell me if this is necessary to ask. But you said she had a weird look on her face when we first came in, right?
She had a stern look on her face when looking at Mavu at first,
Okay, but
and
seems to
it
be fine now.
relaxed because she was saying, I'm a high priest of a god of justice. If you've broken the law, I need to do something about it. I can't just let this go. And that's when the discussion was, well, I really haven't done anything. I'm just, passively resisting this unlawful increase in taxes. And she's like, well, uh, it's I don't really consider that breaking the law. And
Okay.
and that's what she
Okay.
relaxed. And
Okay, I got it. Okay, never mind. Then I don't need to ask that.
She's standing behind Mavu with the mace of Satan Cup, slowly raising it over her head, getting ready to.
Gonna hit you with this cat.
All right, then I'll just thank her and give her a little hug and head out.
She holds you back for a little bit, and talks a little bit, tells you good luck and things like that.
No, we need all my.
I will be preparing a message tomorrow, and I will let you know if I get any more information or if he shows up while you guys are out looking for him. If Alex shows up, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Via the messenger spell.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Wait for your call.
And I give her finger guns as I leave.
Give her the whole buddy Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. So you double up a little bit on the horses. Mavu's going to ride with somebody. Spectro, you're riding with somebody else. And you head north out of town. You're not bothered. It seems like even though it's been an hour since the incident, hour and a half since the incident happened, a lot of attention. A lot of the guards are still around town hall. They're still quieting the riot and still keeping things under control and moving things around. So you aren't bothered at all going out the northern gate. And the two guards that are pretty much you're on first name basis with these guys because you're in and out to your murder basement at least once a week, if not daily. They don't even charge you anymore. They love you guys to death. They see you coming through and they see you riding up on your horses, and one looks at the other one. They exchange just a quick conversation, and they both turn and find something very interesting to do as you pass through.
Nice.
And now this road, let's swap over to the big scale map.
Ooh.
If I find it.
Change our worldview.
Wow.
So you can see going out that northern gate will take you really to the northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't show it on there, but there's a path that also runs along the eastern side of the mountains where Jared's hut, Crazy Jared's hut is, and the area where the dragon was seen flying around months and months ago. So you have to curl around, hit the western gate, down to the southern gate. Do you cast that, passing that trace? Are you trying to be stealthy on these horses?
So I can only cast it if it lasts for, I think it lasts for an hour. Is that right? So I could pass it 3 times before I wouldn't be able to do it again. So maybe we cast it as needed and try to get by under our own power otherwise.
Okay.
How about we cast it just as we turn off the northern road?
Okay. I mean, it gives us an hour 3
Yeah.
times. Because it cost me 2 of my 6 key to cast at once.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we disappear off the northern, or tracks disappear off the northern road, and then for an hour, that should give us plenty of space to get to the southern road.
Yeah.
Without
follow you.
Yep. Or without following us.
So now that you're out past the gates on the northern road,
don't
looking around, it's not going to be very easy skirting around the edge of a volcano, right? So these are a bunch of switchbacks.
Mhm.
You're on horseback. it's you honestly think you should go out the southern gate. I mean, I know you guys chose the northern gate because it's right there, but in order to get around the city to the southern road is going to probably take you half a day on horseback.
Is this is the circle like that? Is that circle not like a road
not a road.
around the rim? Okay.
No, that's not a road. Yeah, I can see how that absolutely looks like that because that makes a lot of sense. That is inside the walls. There's a perimeter road inside just inside the wall of Cauldron, but there's no road outside of Cauldron. The city of Cauldron is a fortress. The 40-foot tall obsidian walls that are 8 feet thick. Like that place is made to last any kind of assault. So the only way in and out are those 4 gates, and between those gated areas, it's just kind of a sheer cliff, except for the cutbacks.
So if we left the northern gate, cast Pass Without Trace, and then went back into the city, we could pass through the gate with the guards not knowing we came back in, right?
You would have a very good chance of that. But I'm going to say, being on horseback, you have disadvantage on your stealth checks because click clop, click clop, click clop.
Oh yeah, it's muddy road. Yeah.
Gross.
Thanks. Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
And time isn't really of the essence because you've got over a week to get there.
Right.
So you don't have to do that. I'm just saying you're going to lose a lot of time doing this instead of going out the southern gate.
Let's just go out the southern gate then.
Okay.
All right. So do you intend on casting the?
Yeah, I think the current plan is to. Are we doing the feint out of the north gate, or are we just going straight down to the southern?
That's not my area of expertise. What do you? what do those that can pass more stealthily think?
Well, honestly, I would have told you this, but I thought you guys
definitely
were
think the feint out of the north is fine.
Okay.
wanting to go to the murder basement.
Well, that's because I thought we were staying overnight to let Alma do her scrying in the morning. But then if we're just gonna go, she can scry. We were gonna do the scry on the run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine.
All right, so you go back in and So really, what's happened is you've exited the northern gate, and you're just, 100 feet outside of it, and you're taking in the terrain, seeing the sheer drop-offs, thinking these horses don't fly very well. And so you turn around. The idea is to get back into, right now, because those two guards, they're obviously they're not going to say anything. They have basically been to the murder basement. They're so friendly with you at this point. So they see you turn around, come back, and they're just like, hurriedly go back to doing the whatever it was they were trying to be busy with when you came out in the first place. And you can cast Pass Without Trace, at which I will use. It's weird, but let's use the character's stealth checks at disadvantage, but plus 10. In addition to your normal pluses.
Okay.
Does the Cloak of Elvenkind advantage cancel out the disadvantage?
Put it down as like the saddle blanket.
I'm going to say no, because it's not really going to help your horse
All right.
out too much.
Oh my god.
Plus 10.
Hey, that's a pretty stinking good stealth. For me.
I got a 30, or at disadvantage, I got a 29.
29.
With disadvantage.
I got a 32.
32.
I got an 18.
18.
27 for Verzon.
27. Yeah, y'all are doing great. So it's kind of weird. It's I think, Rachel, didn't you post something on Discord about the tank with the...
Yeah.
The candlelight.
That's really what's going on here. So you cast this Pass Without Trace, and you don't go invisible, but it's more like a chameleon. You pass through by the buildings. You're having to avoid people, so you're moving kind of slow. But as you go through town, the sound of the hooves just disappear, and you look behind you, and there's no hoof prints where you just passed through the mud. and through the water that's always in Cauldron, and you make it around the perimeter to the southern gate and out the southern gate without a single anybody noticing.
That's a
Do the
neat
guards
trick,
at the southern
Spectro.
gate give us the same treatment as the ones in the north?
No.
Just kind of avert their eyes, or
No, you don't really know these guys. The only reason the northern ones do is because you go home through that gate all the
Yeah.
time. They don't notice you because the gates aren't closed. They don't have to open it for you to get out. The gates are open. They're just standing guard, standing guard or patrol. But with the pass without trace, like they're not actively searching, so none of these passive perceptions are hitting anywhere near an 18. So you guys just skirt through,
we're
float
just
through Cauldron.
inconspicuous, and we're not leaving any physical traces of our passing.
Yeah, you've got
Right.
an SCP field going on. Somebody else's problem. You know, they
Yeah.
they see you and they look away, and you're just kind of like in this periphery, and they're not paying attention. Just a bunch of people on horses going through town, and nobody gives you a second glance. If you did not have inspiration, I would definitely give it to you because it's kind of cool. And you head out the southern gate, and you start your 2-day journey on horseback to Red Gorge with Mr. Mavu. The
That's
day
Dr.
passes.
Mr. Mavu to you.
Mr. Dr. Mavu. Squire, the third. The first day goes completely uneventful. And you get pinging on the map about halfway. You're up in the mountains on a very well-traveled road. So during the day of travel, you've passed caravans coming from Red Gorge to to Cauldron. I mean, trade's still active. And you know, they see you, they nod, you know, the pleasantries and whatnot. And the place where you stop is obviously a pretty regular place for people to stop because it's almost exactly halfway on horseback. It's a very treading, like there's no structures there, right? But it's obvious there's been campfire after campfire. It's like a very well used campsite, and there's actually people there by the time you get there.
Yeah.
They've got a camp over to the left, you know, one side of the road off the side of a hill, and they see you coming up and they wave at you, but they wave friendly, but they stay to themselves. They're not like, hey, come over, enjoy our fire. They're like, no, you stay over there and be like a good neighbor, stay over there kind of thing. And it is the evening time. Are you going to push through? Are you going to stay for the night? What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I think definitely.
Chill out and scry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that, to take a long rest.
Okay, so the intent is to scry in the morning.
Yep. I have a couple things that I want to do as kind of part of like morning ritual stuff.
Okay. Are you going to have a guard? Are you going to set watch during the evening?
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Just yell out your order real quick.
I'll go first.
4 tacos and a couple of Cokes.
You should have got that at the murder basement before you left. And
There's-
it's Fanta.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Farazan will go take first watch.
You and Alma are going to have to rock, paper, scissors for it, apparently.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to take
That's
first watch?
fine. You can have it.
Go ahead. I was thinking you're taking last watch so you could go ahead and scry during that time. But
Oh, no, I'll take first.
okay. And Farazan will
First,
lay his head on a rock.
Mavu offers to take a watch if you need him to. You'll take third watch.
Yeah, I'll take fourth. I mean, I can see in the dark and stuff, and can't be seen in the dark and stuff.
And Trathiel, are you taking a watch?
He sleeps the
It
whole
doesn't
time.
look like I ain't doing this.
I can and will. Trathiel probably is having difficulty sleeping.
Okay. Tell you what, why don't you give me a let's call it a charisma saving throw, Tarathiel,
Ooh.
to see whether or not you sleep soundly during the night. And if you fail it, that means you don't sleep. You're so worried about what's going on with your daughter. I guess everybody knows now.
That's a 3.
3.
A gentleman's 3.
I'm going to give you a level of exhaustion for this day because you do not sleep at all during the night.
All right.
He was excited about that roll initially. Ooh, flavor roll.
I'm excited. Excited for the role-playing opportunities.
Yeah.
First, I was gonna walk over and just blackjack him in the back of the head. Here, go sleep.
So during the night, Mavu's extremely charming. This guy is not only just a businessman, but he's obviously got a lot of politicking going on in his life. He doesn't intrude. He knows he reads every one of you. If there's somebody that's just like jabberjaw, he's very interested. He's engaged. If one of you is just sitting there not talking, he doesn't say a word, and he'll just like flip through, play some solitaire or whatever. So he's amazing at reading each one of your characters and giving and receiving as much conversation or just engagement as you decide while he's awake in the morning or in the afternoon before you go to bed. If there's nothing else, if there's nothing you'd like to do, I'm going to roll.
I would like to
For
do something.
Random encounter.
Go ahead.
It's more of a question, I guess, if I can or if this would help at all. But with Alma being as perceptive as she is, I think that maybe I could posit that she had kind of noticed that Tarathiel hadn't been sleeping well. Would lesser restoration assist with exhaustion?
No.
Okay.
That's exhaustion, I think, takes either full restoration to eliminate it, like a regular restoration spell, or a full night's sleep per level of exhaustion.
Okay.
And exhaustion's ugly. I mean, when one level of exhaustion, all your skill checks are at disadvantage.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse from there.
Okay. Never mind then.
I think you have access to restoration if you chose to do that. You could, in a pinch, decide. But it's either here or there. You do have access to it, but it's like a level 4 spell to get rid of exhaustion.
Does he sleep fitfully? Like, is he noisy? Tossing, turning?
Tarathiel, you tell me. Do you sleep at all, or do you
Keeps
just
knocking crap off the table.
Patting it?
No, I don't think so, because, I mean, Tarathiel's been on the run for years, so I think he's learned how to be quiet whilst also being nervous.
Okay.
It's a nervous quietness.
Okay.
Like, I think
It's
every time he starts to drift off, his eyes just snap back open again, and he's just awake and aware, and...
So every time you do doze off, you just immediately have that same dream that you've had awake, and whenever the mind quakes hit, and just not to the very end of it where you realize it's you that's the one doing the cranking of the wheel, because you wake up right before that. But every single time it gets a little bit further and a little bit further, and you swear that there's a difference this time, almost like a presence is there in the room that you'd never noticed before in the dreams. Not you, not your daughter, but another presence that's in that room, kind of feeding your anxiety and feeding your fear, and even pushing you along to be the one to roll, to crank the crank on the torture device. But you never can put your finger on it. And let's roll for... I decided I wanted to do a roll for random encounters. I never, ever, ever, ever do this.
That's fun.
No. And I read a line, a good way to roll for random encounters is to use a D12, because it frankly never gets used. So here we go.
I've been hearing it too.
I've heard it.
Smeller's the feller?
Okay. What's your fun way of doing this, Matt?
Roll a d12 to determine whether or not there's a random encounter that occurs.
Okay.
And
11's good, right? 11's everyone has rested restfully. Even those that haven't rested restfully.
so during the night, let's see who's 1, 2, 3. Who is fourth watch?
Me.
Spectro. So during the night, you hear up in the hill area, large, heavy footsteps, like giantish, but not more like ogre or something like that sound, moving around, kicking the rocks. Several different sets of footsteps. Looks as though they're looking for something in your area because everybody's put out their fires to sleep to make it less conspicuous during the rest. And it does sound as though it's getting a little closer to your camp area.
Okay. So Spectro, as a part of his ancestry, I believe, has the ability to speak telepathically to folks that are within a certain distance of him, within 30 feet. So in the dark, even though Tarathiel's isn't active, I'm gonna reach out telepathically to him, see if he's awake. That way, I'm not making any noise, but I'm possibly alerting somebody.
Okay. Tarathiel, give me a perception with disadvantage.
Perception. Please hold.
Holding.
Accessing. Natural 1 for a 10.
So, in your dreams, you hear somebody saying your name. Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. But you're just pretty sure it's part of the dream. Spectre, you say that to him using telepathy and get no response.
All right. In that case, then I will shadow step over to Tarathiel, and which is just the little bamf thing that I can do as well, and gently place my hand over his mouth and kind of shake him awake and speak to him telepathically again.
Stab!
So this time, right as you get to that point in the dream you have every time when you wake up and Spectro's got his hand over your mouth and you hear his voice in your head.
And I'm just telling him, I was like, there are large creatures close. And they're making a lot of noise. And wake him up first. And I don't know if his telepathy would be enough to wake anybody else up, but while I'm here, I can make rounds and gently wake folks up if I need to.
So Tarathiel, what are you doing?
So I think, he starts awake.
Which of the party has
can I hear
dark
it?
vision again?
I do.
I thought that was right.
Elmo will.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, those are the folks that I'm trying to wake up first, especially with fires out, folks that can see.
And it's kind of a overcast, cold evening, so there's not much moon or starlight.
So as
Tarathiel,
I
you
can
do not
establish
see
the
Spectro.
psychic whispers. Right.
As soon as you do, you hear. Oh, have you guys seen the new Muppets thing? The new Muppets Mayhem thing? Have you seen it? Is it good?
No,
Nope.
No, it's not good.
I
Okay.
haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's about the Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. So I haven't had a chance to watch it. But anyway, sorry. The me thing got me.
Yeah.
Totally down for that. Dr. Teeth is one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
exactly.
All right, yeah. So it takes an action to activate the psychic whispers, but I don't think we've established that there's any particular requirements for that, other than I have to be able to see everybody. And you said that I can't see Spectra.
No, you're requiring your dark vision to see him, and he is invisible to people who have to use dark vision.
Interesting.
Part of his Gloomstalker.
So first of all, weird.
So you know he's there. He's in your head. His hands over your mouth. You know, it's kind of a freaky thing because you're looking around your dark vision, and so he's invisible. So you know he's there, like 5e invisibility, right? He's there. You know where his presence is. It's just you can't see him.
All right. Can I see the other two?
Oh yeah,
In the
they're
darkness?
still out cold.
Yeah, you can't not see Farazan.
And can I see Mavu as well?
Yeah, you see you see the other three, and he's human, so you're pretty sure he doesn't have dark vision.
All right. Well then, I'll
He's
establish a psychic link for three hours with those three.
Yeah, and you know, just by me using my own telepathy, that I can, as long as I'm within some sort of range, I can speak telepathically to folks. I might not be able to receive anything, but I can still communicate in a pinch if I need to, even though I'm unseen.
All right. So Tarathiel kind of blinks bleary-eyed. His eyes are all bloodshot and red because he hasn't been sleeping. Ah. Okay, everyone needs to wake up. We've got company.
So
he'll just nod
Farazan
to
and
Spectro.
okay, Farazan and Alma, give me a perception check at disadvantage to hear.
11 for Farazan.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
And a
Alma,
5.
actually, Alma, you didn't have to roll because
Oh,
Your passive is insane.
yeah, you're disadvantaged. So, which nullifies essentially your mega. You're fine. You hear everything even while you're asleep anyway.
It's like the only thing you can't see
Well-
is me.
elves just kind of meditate to sleep anyway, don't they?
That's true. That's true. You're just kind of doing the Zen thing, pretty much listening in on everything all night long, even though you're in a little trance. Mavu does not stir. I'm gonna roll the second one because you rolled a 4. Yeah, Mavu does not wake up from the psychic connection link.
Yeah, I mean, like while I'm in camp, if I see people not rousing themselves, I will go over and do the same to them as I did to Rathiel.
Okay.
It's probably going to freak Mavu right out because he won't be able to see me. But
It's dark. He wouldn't be able to see you anyway.
yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Yeah, but there might be a Spectro like outline if he wasn't a Gloomstalker, like a Spectro star.
Yeah, like a silhouette or
yeah,
whatever.
a silhouette. Yeah. But
So
nope.
the movement is getting closer, and you hear, actually, Farazan. Oh, what was your roll?
11.
To determine if you're awake or not.
11.
11. Farazan, you're still sawing logs.
Yep.
Didn't quite get woken up by that.
I will, if I see like Tarathiel and Alma, if they're stirring, I'll use my telepathy to kind of tell Tarathiel I'm going to go see if I can't see what this is. And my plan will be to use my stealthy advantages in the dark to go and see if I can put eyes on what's heading this way and what direction. Are they heading right for us? Are they going to pass us by? That kind of thing. Just do some recon.
All right.
I'm gonna go start
You go slap Farazan. Spectro, head north is where the sound
I'll
comes from.
give Spectro guidance.
Okay. With guidance, give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Go north. that's your guidance.
And you don't have to use it.
Yeah, you can choose after the.
That's some,
initial
you
roll.
can choose it after the roll.
Right, since you're good at stealth, or if you have something that wasn't as good, you can just add a d4.
Yeah, I might want to. How do you just add that D4?
Just roll it. Just a /R space D4 in the chat.
/R
Mhm.
space
Space
D4.
D4.
There it goes. Oh, great.
Awesome.
So
Strictly better than what you had before.
yeah, 14.
Sync up, it says maybe.
Thou might be seen.
All right, let's roll a DM 20, so you don't know if they know or not.
I might make sound, but they still can't see me.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
They know where you are. It's 5e invisibility, but they do not see you.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's kinky.
When I can
Tell 'em I
bamf
hate them.
or fly, I can do all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah. So you're moving towards the sound, and the closer you get, give me a quick perception check.
Yes, sir.
Don't do it. Might be a trick.
It's absolutely a
A
trick.
trick deception tech. 23.
23. You absolutely determine there are 3 sets of footfalls coming. Very large, based on the sound of their hitting the ground and almost feeling a rumble in the ground. They're bigger than Farazan for sure.
Okay. And I haven't seen them yet.
No, there's thick forest up past some hills a little bit, still up to the north at this point.
Okay. I still want to try to move to where I can see, if
You
possible.
are getting closer, certainly,
Okay.
for sure.
I want to ascend then. I know that they're tall, so I'll fly up and
Fly up.
continue my movement in the tree area.
Getting up
Okay.
to bite height.
That's right. Actually, it's getting up to quicker fly away height
Yeah.
if I need to.
So Tarathiel and Alma, you're awake. You know that Spectre was going to go investigate, see what's going on up in the footfall.
Well, I just wanted to. Well, never mind. Never
Go
mind.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking of. No, never mind.
Waking up
Nothing.
Farazan?
But
But-
you've already been woken up, have you not?
I think
Oh, yeah.
Tarathiel's over there
Oh, yeah. Okay.
peeing on your neck.
Thank you.
So when Tarathiel goes over there to wake you up, you absolutely wake up.
Okay.
He shakes you. Sorry, I'm trying to fiddle with this map here.
Five more minutes.
We don't have 5 minutes. And you can hear the footfall now because they are getting closer. Spectro, you take up to the sky, you shoot straight up, and it doesn't take far. You go up maybe 20, 30 feet, and you can see the heads, 3 bald, receding hairline, gigantic heads of these 3 huge creatures who don't appear to be able to see in the dark very well, making their way, sniffing, towards the campsite. And now that you're up there and you're looking around, you don't think they're really smelling a scent like an animal would. They're smelling a cold campfire. They're attracted by the smell of the fire that was put out.
Gotcha.
But they are being pretty accurate. They're going slowly towards the camp area.
All right. If I see that, then I will start making my way back to report the findings. Maybe we can prepare ourselves for the incoming.
With your fly speed, you get right back to where the campsite is, and you can see everybody's up on their feet. Did somebody bother to wake up Mavu? I'm figuring somebody probably is going to wake up Mavu. Head back to the camp area, and everybody's awake at this point, getting their gear together, whatever they may have taken off for rest.
Gird thy loins, they approacheth.
Can I use thaumaturgy to create a sound 30 feet away from us?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know what sound to choose.
Does thaumaturgy let you do scents?
Frying bacon?
That's what I was thinking actually, of doing like a campfire smell, but I don't think I can create a scent. I can make my voice boom, I can make flames, I can make tremors in the ground, can create an instant sound, cause an unlocked door window to fly open or slam shut, or alter the appearance of my eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at.
Do the eye thing.
Yeah, do the eye thing.
I was
Everyone's like,
hoping
"Hey."
minor illusion would let me do sense, but that is not explicit in the text either, which makes all of the sense for minor illusion.
Right. But I want to try that at least, maybe to give us some more time. To plan. Maybe distract them with something.
So they're coming from basically the northeast. The road's behind you. Where do you want to put the smell?
Back like toward the way of the road that we're not going, but into the woods as far as I can. Does that make sense?
So back towards Cauldron.
Yeah, like
Ish.
back the way that we came.
Okay. You cast your thaumaturgy, and you create the smell. You can smell it pretty well, so you figure if something is tracking that smell, they will smell it as well.
Okay.
So are we just trying to divert them entirely in the hopes that they don't investigate the
Well-
smell, find us, and then come to us, or do we want to draw them over there and stage an ambush of some kind, or stage one here?
I wanted to talk about it, and that just allowed us like a little bit of time to decide. Because if they're giants, we could try to make friends with them, and then they could read what's on that artifact that Farazan kept.
Interesting.
Very
Yes.
interesting.
Giants are friend, not food.
You have advantage.
On what?
On everything.
Yay!
Inspiration. Yeah, that's what I was
Oh, thanks. Okay. But if we want to attack them, I'm down with that too. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Are they beasts or are they giants?
These are giants. Very,
Do you know?
very. Spectro, you may not have ever seen one before in your life in person.
I don't think that I would have, no. But I mean,
Can you
they are
describe them?
as they're described.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
giant. That's how I know they're giants, though I've never seen one.
Do they have any sort of?
Might be giants.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Already have
Oh yeah,
Double.
that's nice. That worked out. Yeah, double secret disadvantage.
As far as what Matt said, I could see from my vantage point above the tree line, all I could see were heads. I think Farazan, you were starting to ask me if I could tell if they were armed or armored. I saw chrome domes where there shouldn't have been chrome domes.
Okay. Then I will see if I can speak to them. And Farazan's going to start walking. If you'll tell me which direction to walk, so that I don't fall off the mountain, but because I cannot see very well.
Spectro, I mean, I can hold your hand and walk you in the general direction. Be like your blind seeing eye.
Seeing eye halfling.
Halfling. Yeah.
do you all want to go? Okay, go.
I like
I'll
it.
do it, but I'm going to try and remain hidden.
Okay.
Yes, just stay hidden behind me, and I will take point.
Yeah, I mean, I can bamf. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I can. It's very easy for me to leave you.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll give Farazan guidance and hang back with Tarathiel.
Okay.
And Farazan, you're gonna go.
To where he can
Alone,
shout. Yeah.
as it were.
Quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to where I can get me within shouting distance, Petro.
Okay. Do you want to hold my hand, or how do you want to do this? Right on your
I'll-
shoulders.
I'll put my hand on your shoulder.
Okay. Be more fun if I rode on your shoulders and just kind of steered you. You know, had my hands on your head.
Energy.
Like from the
got
rat from
Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's
Ratatouille.
in honor of
Spectre
God, I can't remember think of her name now, but Master Blaster.
I don't know that one.
Who runs Buttertown?
Beyond the Thunderdome.
Tina
I
Turner.
can't remember her name. She just died. Thank you. All right, so Farazan, you start moving towards the sound, and I'm going to kick it over to the map.
Gasp.
Oh.
Somebody seems disappointed in your decision.
Aw.
So you guys have where I've got Rathiel and Alma is about 10 feet north of the camp area. In order to come through and see what's going on. Farazan, you can't see, right? It's dark, but you do hear the sound of them. You hear trees breaking in the distance. You hear muttering between them, and you speak the language. You understand this well enough because it's kind of well, there's no Goliath in the game, so is Goliath a language or does it say giant?
It says giant. It says giant.
Okay.
So I was, I didn't sure. I don't know that we ever discussed whether or not they had their own dialect, but I always kind of thought them as half giants anyway. So
Okay, so you hear them, and it's almost like a tribal sounding out. Like it wouldn't make sense in the conversation, but it's like they're giving each other guidance. You know, 2 steps, nothing. 2 steps towards me, like that, and they're slowly moving through the area to the north that you can't really see because it's too dark.
yeah,
But Spetro, what is your dark vision range?
Let me double check that. I think that it's 60 feet, but let me be doubly sure real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, 60 feet.
So they're just now hitting the edge of your dark vision.
All right, I let Farazan know I can see them.
okay,
They're
Um,
dead ahead.
all right. And did we have we've got an ever burning torch, I believe. I think I've got one in my inventory.
Yeah, you usually stick it in your belt.
Yeah. So he's going to. Is that a command on, command off sort of thing?
It's permanently on all the
Okay.
time.
All right. So Farazan's going to pull it out of the quiver, out of the what is it, quiver of Alhana or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and Spetro, tell me which direction they are, and or can Farazan hear them?
You can hear them
Okay.
well enough. You can't see them; they're basically invisible to you because you can't tell. But you know they're directly in front of you. 100
Okay.
feet.
Okay, so he's going to Spetro, I am about to shed a little light on the situation. If you want to step behind me.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I work best in the darkness, so I'm just gonna bamf
Okay.
like over here somewhere.
Okay. He's going to pull out the ever burning torch and just kind of hold it over his. Oh,
I'm making this a little prettier.
yeah.
Go ahead, continue on.
Oh, that's great. So he pulls it out, kind of holding it aloft, and we got left shifted. And he will call out in giant. He says, "Are you seeking us as enemies, or are you seeking us for conversation?"
So you pull the torch out, and it basically gives you good light for 30 feet, and then darker, dim light, dark light for the second 30 feet.
Yeah.
And at the edge, just at the very edge, as you pull that torch out, you see these huge giants stop in the light. And you say that, and they almost tilt their head like a dog listening to what you're saying. And one of them just gutturally says, "What are you doing here?"
We are traveling, but we are not looking for trouble. We heard you are approaching our camp.
And they move forward 5 feet. One of them yells to the other one, "Close in."
So he can see them now, right?
He can see you now because you're now in bright light.
Well, I don't like that. I didn't agree to this.
No.
I was trying to stay within telepathic range, but if he pulls out a thing and I just need to be in dim light.
Yeah.
to be able to teleport. I don't have to be in the complete darkness.
So, in order for you to be invisible, they have to use dark vision, which they do not use.
Right. I'm just talking about for just my teleportation thing, not to be invisible to
Oh,
them.
with the torch, it's still casting shadows like crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
you're bright light from his point of view, and you're next to a log. Yeah, you've got shadows all over the place. You don't have to worry
That's
about
why I was hoping that with torchlight I'd position myself behind this log so that I would have a good chance at a shadow at least.
Yep.
I know they'll be able to see me. I'm not worried about that part. I just want to be able to, leave if I need to.
And Trathion and Alma, you can see because of the torch now that these large, hulking creatures talking to Farazan are slowly moving forward.
Farazan's going to kind of toss the torch, about, I don't know, 5-10 feet in front of him, and he's going to pull out the long staff, and he'll whirl it, kind of that spinning that the martial artists do with their bow staffs, and he'll plant it in front of him. And as he does, he's going to this is mostly for flavor, use a cantrip, green flame blade, and he's going to just let the light of it, or let the top of it light up in that magical flame. And he says, "We do not wish to have trouble with you. If you continue to advance, we will defend ourselves."
And the one that's been doing the most talking after you do that presentation with your staff takes his gigantic club and whirls it around, kind of like Tombstone,
Yeah.
And he hawks a big green Luger on it and slings it out, kind of mocking you, your staff. And they take another step forward.
All right. Telepathically, it says, he says telepathically, find a spot. Looks like we're in for trouble. So he's just going to take a few steps back, to kind of let that torch be out there.
And this is the one that's been speaking, by the way, the center one.
Yep.
You drop that torch, and they do that little present, the showing off the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And after he does this part, he see him voice over to this one. Ignore the little one. This one has enough meat for all of us.
And in Giant, he brings the staff to a defensive position. He says, "I assure you, I am much tougher than I look."
And I'm more meaty than I look. That is what I would say.
All right.
You look kind of wired.
If I knew what they were talking, or
Dang
they
it.
were saying.
I forgot, but Farazan's very smart, and he would have remembered this. Can we have given those gauntlets to Spetro, the gauntlets of Ogre Power? Because I remember thinking we needed to give them to him, and I remember that last week.
After the fight.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, bring it on.
Okay, and you say that.
Yep.
Roll initiative. Because they all three just roar as they charge in.
Now, everybody,
Yes, go ahead and everybody roll initiative.
oh my god.
It's funny, I had a potential random encounter set up. Not expecting it to happen, but it did.
Mine, hold on. I don't think.
We see you.
That's Mavu's. I don't have him on the map.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
next to-
mine's showing up, but I think I have a thing that should be adding stuff, and it's not for initiative. I'll look that up because it's adding my initiative that is reflected on the page, but I think I get something else. I don't know. Maybe it's already added in. Because it's a Dread Ambushers, you add your Wisdom modifier, which is +2 to initiative rolls at the start of your first turn of each combat, blah, blah, blah. So, but it might be already added in. My initiative's +5. What is that, Dex usually?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
little. It's just Dex. So the wizards.
Okay, yeah, it's added in then. We're good.
The Wizards Mavu. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's Mavu. All right, who got above 20? All right, 15 to 20.
Yep. Farazan 16.
Fair's on
16 for
16.
Tarathiel as well.
What you got, Tarathiel? Who's going
16
first?
as well.
Who between the two of you, who's going first?
Probably.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Farazan can.
Okay.
Okay. 10 to 15?
I am a 12.
12. And Alma,
10.
10. All right. So they got a natural 20 on their
Yikes.
initiative.
Good thing that they're just going to ignore me then, I guess.
And they do. They all three just charge, running right past you, provoking.
Yeah, I might as well. Right?
Why not?
Are we getting fully into this combat? We're at like the 2-hour mark. Are we gonna
Oh, is it 2 hours?
jump into this? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11.
You know what? They go first. Go ahead and roll your attack of opportunity. See what happens with that.
Alrighty. I shall jab at thee. Well, not you, but you know the giants. 10 to hit, which likely
10.
misses.
This giant nimbly beast dances out of the way of your slow foot, I suppose. And we will see what they do on their first turn next week. Wow, that was a quick 2 hours.
I know, right?
All right.
All right.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
Oh,
Yes.
All right.
Oh, everybody, thanks for joining us. Sorry about the voice. Hopefully it'll be better next week.
Yep.
we'll
I think
see
we
if,
had. Yeah, I think we had Cowart, Papa Zero Cool. Did I miss anybody? I guess Mama Zero Cool's in the room too. So thank you.
Very cool when you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Twice as
And
good.
we'll pick up, next Monday, 9 o'clock. That's not a holiday or anything. Today's a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Have a good one.
These three cousins will make paste of. There's
It's going to be bad.
Cousins.
I thought I could at least negotiate with them a little bit, but guess not.
You didn't try any persuasion checks, or
Whoop. Yeah.
but you're really good at persuading.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure.
Eat me!
It's like, gave you guidance. Help you along.
Tell them good things.
All right.
All right. Have a good night. Papa Zero Cool. Cowart, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Have a good one.